I hear a lot of people use words such as marriage doesn't work anymore, or why get married if it's going to end in divorce? Marriage is just a piece of paper. Marriage is overrated. The problem is not with marriage. The problem is with you. The problem is with the people that are getting married. Marriage is the deepest and the most important or the most intimate of all human relationships. Marriage is still a good idea because it is God's idea. He created it. Marriage is of divine origin. God himself instituted marriage at the beginning of human history. The second chapter of Genesis describes how God took a rib from the side of the man that he had already created and fashioned it into a woman. Then he presented her to the man. And then they got into a covenant marriage, a covenant relationship. See, I will be the first to tell you that marriage is a choice. I will be the first to tell you that you don't need marriage to be fulfilled or to fulfill God's purpose and destiny for your life. I think we often forget that Adam was already successful before Eve came along. However, if you are in love with the right man, the right godly man, the right woman, and desire to spend the rest of your life together, there is no better way to do it than in the institution of marriage, in the covenant of marriage. Likewise, if you desire to have children, there is no better way to raise your children than in a loving marriage, a loving Christian home. Marriage is foundational because it is on this relationship that God began to build society. The family is the basic foundation of any healthy society. Yes, the family. And marriage is the foundation of the family. Before there were kings, before there were nations, before there were queens, before there were governments, before there were communities, before there were businesses, before there were churches, there was a marriage. A matter of fact, I've often said that the first miracle that Jesus did took place at a wedding. Or I often would say the first problem that Jesus solved took place at a wedding. That is telling us that we need to go to God first before we go to everyone else. See, when I hear people talking crazy about marriage, I often wonder what they are talking about. I wonder if they know what they're really saying. See, the problem is not with marriage. Talk to me. The problem is with people in marriage. Marriage is an institution that was created by God. The problem is not with the institution, it is with the people in it. The people that are getting married are the problem because they are getting married for the wrong reasons. Hello, my friends. I want to ask you a big favor. If this video is adding some value to you, then we'd like you to hit that like button. That is the best way that you can help to support this channel. Let's get right back into it. They are bringing their problems and drama to marriage. Many of them are not marriage material at all. Can I lean into the mic and say that again? Many of them are not marriage material. Marriage will expose them for who they are. And marriage will also expose them for who they are not. And then they blame marriage for what they are responsible for. I think people that's always blaming marriage for why their life is screwed up or messed up need to really take a mirror and take a good look at themselves. And then they will see the problem. You chose the wrong man. You married the wrong woman. And then you brought them into marriage. Talk to me. I want you to consider marriage as one of the most sacred and prestigious entity on earth. And for the sake of this conversation, let's think about marriage as one of the VIP, the top VIP country club. It's the best of the best. Right? A lot of people want to get into this club. Only the best of the best are allowed in the club, right? I think that's supposed to be the right thing to do. You know, before you get married, you kind of go through the process of figuring out whether the right person is for you before you get into marriage with them. That's why premarital counseling is so important. Premarital counseling is not about just planning the wedding. It's really about seeing whether this person is fit for marriage. And if they're not fit, bye-bye. Give them back the ring, or else it's going to burn you real bad. Like every other organization, whether for-profit or non-profit, they have bylaws. They have rules of conduct. They have principles that govern their organization. They create a culture that they want people to follow. If you violated the rules of conduct, does it mean that the country club lost its value? No. Does it mean that the members that are following the rules and regulations, does it mean that they don't enjoy the benefits and the privilege of the club? No. If you obey the rule, you have access to all the privilege that comes with your membership. There are consequences when you violate those laws that govern and protect the institution. The problem is a lot of you are violating the law set in place by God to honor the institution of marriage, the covenant of marriage. And when you do, there are consequences. One of the law is a man should leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. You leave your mom and your dad. You don't allow no family member, whether it's your mama, whether it's your papa, whether it's your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, your baby mama, whoever, to mess up the relationship that you have with your spouse. No one should meddle in your marriage. And if you're allowing them to do that, you are violating one of those laws. If you are committing adultery, you are violating the law that you're supposed to serve. You're supposed to stay faithful. You're supposed to practice fidelity in the marriage. Not having infidelity, but practice fidelity. The Bible tells us to love our wives as Christ loved the church. If you're not loving your wife, you are violating the law. If you're not respecting and honoring your husband, you're violating those laws. If you're not paying your bills on time to make sure that things are operating and running smoothly in the marriage, you're violating those principles. If you're not sacrificing yourself daily for the welfare and the greater good of the marriage, you are violating those laws. You have to be selfless, not selfish. And these are just some of the things that is required in marriage in order for you to build a successful marriage. People today have turned marriage into something evil when it is not. People that are getting married are evil. They are con artists. They are mean. They are vindictive. Some of them should be in rehab and not in a marriage. Marriage is not a rehab center. Marriage is not therapy. You need to know the truth. I'm sorry, but you need help so that you can be suitable for marriage. And if you are already married, you need help so that you can get better and you can better serve in your marriage. Marriage is about serving another person, need and well-being. Marriage is not self-seeking. It is about serving others. It looks out for the well-being of the one you profess to love. Marriage does not tear people down. People are tearing people down in marriage. Marriage is not a weapon, nor is it a treatment for people with bad character and bad attitude. The character and the attitude and the spirit of people in marriage are the problem. A lot of people are coming into marriage with a whole lot of baggage. They are cheaters, liars, narcissists, abusers, self-centered, manipulative, passive-aggressive, substance abusers, being sexually abused by family members and outside sources and all of that stuff, sex addict, drug addict, abandonment issues, child abuse issues, custody abuse issues, divorce issues, abuse of past relationship, trauma from past relationship issues, porn addict issues, and the list goes on and on. Now, how can someone with a lot of these issues do well in a marriage? It's impossible. These issues violate the bylaws and the rule of conduct in the biblical aspect of marriage. You must love, honor, and respect your spouse. 1 Corinthians 13 talks about it. Love never fails. Love is kind. Love does not keep score. Love is patient. Love seeks no record of what's wrong. Come on. Love does not envy. It doesn't boast. Until you remove yourself, you will never be capable to fully love another person. Until self is sacrificed, marriage is going to be a problem. Marriage is not about what your spouse can do for you, but what you can do for your spouse. Marriage is a gift and a beautiful thing to experience, and you can build it on a solid foundation. And if you do, that foundation should be God. How can you do marriage right without the one who created it? It is nearly impossible. That is why there are so many problems in marriages today. Too many people are violating the law that governs marriage. You are in violation, and therefore your membership has been suspended until you can take the proper course necessary and the plan of action needed to govern and to honor those sacred unions. You got to get your heart right. You got to fix your heart posture. You're not fixing your marriage. You're fixing you. You're fixing yourself. You're not fixing your spouse. You're fixing yourself. You are not fixing your relationship. You are always working on you. And then when you get better, you are better equipped and suitable for marriage. This is not rocket science. It's biblical. It's logical. It's practical. It's applicable. And you have to begin to see it for what it is, that you are responsible for what you do and what you bring to the table of marriage. So I don't want to hear nobody tells me that marriage is overrated. I don't want to hear anybody telling me that, oh, marriage is not valuable anymore. No, I don't want to hear none of that stuff, because it is still one of the most phenomenal things that God has created. Unfortunately, a lot of people that are in marriage have already violated their membership. And that's why they got kicked out of it. Anyway, guys, that's what I want to share with you in this video. Hope that this video was a blessing. If it adds some value to you, then do me a favor and smash that like button. Please like and share this video. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Please like and share this video. I cannot wait to see you in the next one.